Hello everyone, today I would like to continue my Hey Arnold videos. This talk about one of the most despicable characters in Oscar. The episode starts off with Arnold hanging out with Gerald. As they're making their way out of the house, they hear something coming from Susie and Oscar's apartment. It looks like a debt collector wants Oscar to pay him $100 cash or Oscar will be looking forward to some pain. Susie shows up with some groceries, and Oscar immediately begs his wife to get him some money, which he clearly must have spent on gambling if she gave him money 2 days ago. Oscar is just eating while he wants his wife to work overtime so she can get him extra money to work out his debt. However, Susie has enough and she walks away to verify no. Oscar then asks both Ernie and Mr. Wynn for some money, but they both could already see right through him, said no, and each called him exactly what he is, a lousy bum and not a good person. After Grandpa Phil rejects him as well, Oscar resorted to stealing money from the coin machine that starts the laundry. Arnold catches him, so Oscar begs him for help since he knew Arnold always helps people in need. Arnold told Oscar to get a job, which he felt like Arnold was crazy for saying, but Arnold says that he would help him find one. Of course, with Arnold still being a kid, he does not know how the job world works, that he took Oscar to a few job interviews. The first one rejects him because he was acting like a child. She asked Oscar if he was good with his hands, so she probably could have gave him a job in moving things like boxes, but he messed up with making fart noise with his hands. One of the funniest interviews was the second lady who laughed at the idea that a grown man who has never had a job expects her to hire him as an X-ray technician, which might require some college degree above and some work experience. Arnold then helps Oscar to become a paperboy. Unfortunately, Oscar was making excuses, as when Arnold wakes up early to see if Oscar was doing his job, the guy kept lying about what's wrong with him. But every time Arnold comes back from doing Oscar's job, Oscar is fine as always. This got Arnold to snap at Oscar and finally say a harsh thing that we don't see from his character that much, as he called Oscar to his face a huge. This clearly hurts Oscar, but it was only after he kept stubbing his face while hearing everybody in the house except Arnold's grandparents talking about him, how much of a worthless person he was, that the guy finally decided to do his job. Of course, he's a grown man riding a kid's bike, so he met with some accidents along the way, but he still did his job and he made it back home just in time as Arnold was up in the morning. Arnold congratulated Oscar for finally doing his job. Ernie and Mr. Wayne comes out and wonder what was going on, and Arnold tells them that Oscar finally did his job, which is a miracle to them. And the episode ends with Oscar wanting to make a bet with them that he could continue to do his job, and Arnold smiles while he's hanging out. My final thoughts on the episode is that Oscar is the type of person that no man alive should ever want to be. I wish they would make some episodes where we can get to see how a big loser character is married to a pretty lady, because their dynamic is like a mother who is constantly dealing with a spoiled child who expects things his way. The only thing that makes sense to why Susie would marry him if a universe like that existed is because he is funny. I see no other redeemable qualities yet until I watch these other episodes again. The guy's lazy and he doesn't take people seriously, acting like they're upset over nothing. The only thing he got going for him is trying to pull off a sob story to get people to help him when he knows he's facing personal consequences. The idea that almost every adult rejected him feels like this probably happened many times and they knew what to expect from him to all say no. Asking your own wife for money when you don't do anything but gamble is sad. The guy lies. All he does is the worst things a woman should not expect from her man. How he treated Arnold is even worse. He probably would have made Arnold do all his work until he got the money to pay his debt and then quit the job if Arnold didn't see him not committing to the lies. To me, having Arnold without him needing to talk about Oscar behind his back should be the one thing that really got Oscar to want to finally do his job. It is like how often do we see the kind Arnold telling a person the bad feelings about another right to their face. It just would have had more impact in my opinion. At the end, Oscar did his job because like anybody else, we don't ever want the people who know us to believe in the worst about us. That's all I want to say, folks. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more.